Hello again, I'm Charles Bryant Covello, a candidate for the office of probate judge in Kent County, Michigan. I'm asking for your support, and I know I said this on a prior video, but I'll repeat myself just in case you missed that one. I decided to run for the office of probate court judge because I have serious concerns about how some of the most vulnerable citizens in our county are treated in the court system, and because I believe we can improve the quality of service provided by the court. I have already discussed issue number one. Let's move on to concern number two. Judges are paid a good salary, are given excellent benefits, a large support staff, lots of vacation time, holidays, etc. What do citizens have a right to expect in return, or what are the citizens of the county and the state paying for? What do they expect in return? First, or mostly, or absolutely, public service. And how does a judge provide public service? In three ways. First, a judge should provide fair hearings and follow the law in his rulings, his or her rulings. A judge should not influence witnesses. A judge should not attempt to intimidate or influence attorneys. Second, a judge should take all the time necessary to decide a case correctly. A judge who's looking at his watch and concerned about how much time he's spending on a case is like a surgeon or a brake mechanic who's worried about time as he's working on your body or your brakes. These jobs are important. People's lives are at stake. A judge must take all the time necessary, must hear all the evidence that's presented, and offer people as much time as reasonably necessary to get their case heard, so the judge can make the right decision. You can't make the right decision unless you have all the evidence. Third, a judge must and should always treat all people with respect. Witnesses, lawyers, litigants, parties, everyone. Everyone who walks through the doors of a courtroom should expect to be treated with respect and should be treated with respect. I have had hundreds of hearings with my opponents, and it's been my experience and the experience of those who support me that we cannot count on them to provide public services I've described in all cases. Sometimes the judge doesn't want to take the time to hear the evidence. Sometimes the judge wants a certain outcome and removes an attorney who's not cooperative. Sometimes a witness or party whose testimony or evidence is not appreciated is embarrassed in some way. I was a referee for 12 years, and that's like a low-level judge. You hold hearings with people, make decisions, hear what they have to say, hear the witnesses. I handled well over 20,000 hearings. No one ever filed a grievance about me. Why is that? Because I had no problem taking the time to hear people out. If people wanted to tell me something or they wanted me to take more time, I had no trouble doing it. I also wanted the lawyers who were representing people to do the best job they could, because that's the only way I thought that I could make the right decision, is if I heard everything that was presented. Sometimes I'd have 4 or 5 lawyers sitting in front of me on some of these complicated family law cases, and this gives you an opportunity to pick from the one who's most convincing or presents the most evidence, and then I felt I was doing the best job that way. How else could I come to the right decision? I have no problem following the law. It's the legislature's job to write the law. It's not a judge's job to help the legislature. If there are problems with the law, then it's a legislature's job to correct that law. It's not my job. It's not a judge's law to help the legislature out and expand upon the law as written. I believe everybody in the system should do what they're paid to do and do it correctly. And that's the way the system works best. Finally, I have had no problem treating people with respect and kindness. I've gotten a lot of, when I had to get 2,000 signatures, I got a lot of them from my clients and from people I went to high school with, because these are people who had gotten to know me, and they know I always try to treat people right. It's my philosophy of life. You never know how much pain someone's in or how much they've suffered So you don't want to add to that, just be nice. You can help me, Charles Covello, change the culture of the courtroom, of a courtroom in Kent County. Together we can make another courtroom in Kent County a place where every hearing is fair, all the evidence necessary is presented, and every person gets treated with the respect he or she deserves. Thank you.